Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust. From home selling tips to investing, this is the talk show that will help you make the most money when selling your most valuable asset and save the most money when buying. Now here are your hosts, Dave McKay, along with Wally Kerr, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty in Oklahoma City.
Well, here we are, another hour of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show. I'm Dave McKay, along with Wally and Cindy Kerr. First off, welcome to a decent Saturday. At least the storms were during the week this time, and a little bit better weather on the weekend.
Right. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you.
Yes.
It's typically a real busy time of year in real estate. We're going to talk about some great things today. I almost skipped over our sponsors, though. I'll let you handle those,
Yes,
Dave.
absolutely. And those businesses are Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage and also Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Right.
The show here is live on Saturdays at 11 a.m. is when we get started, and the replay Sundays at noon. And of course, you can go to wallytalkshouses.com. You can actually subscribe and get notifications when new segments are posted, I believe, on Wednesdays. And of course, all the podcast networks, if you go to Spotify, Apple, iTunes.
They're at Google, they're at iHeart. Right. We've got lots of places where you can find it. It's just called the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show. And it will say Wally Kerr, but we're just about to get Cindy's name on these things. Cindy's been with us about 6 months now, and it's been great to add a third voice in here for color besides having guests once in a while. We've got a great show for our listeners today, Dave. You mentioned Sundays at noon. I just love the time that we were able to grab on Sundays because it's right after church for most people.
Yes.
So as you're driving away from church, tune in on the show with your family. Your kids will learn a lot about real estate. And I've had many teenage children sit in on real estate appointments, and I've been very impressed with the questions that many of them have asked. And we bring a lot of content to our listeners every week. This week, Dave, we're going to talk about mistakes that can actually get your mortgage approval denied. So once you've made a loan application, you know, we're in the buying and selling time of year right now. So we want to talk about some subjects today that are very pertinent for our listeners, pertinent to the time of year of buying and selling. This will be a good one for home buyers. We're also going to go over real briefly 6 loan programs that are available, find out which one might best meet your needs.
Okay.
Now, we talk a lot about conventional FHA and VA, right? So what are these other 3 programs we're going to talk about today? You'll need to stay tuned. That's midway through our show today. We're going to do a quick discussion about buyer and seller perceptions in the current marketplace. And then, Cindy, you've got a great segment today. She is here, by the way. I'm doing all the talking. Cindy, you're over there.
I'm here. I'm ready to go.
You've got a great segment today on what to do if your home's not selling and fresh ideas that will help home sellers out. Maybe it's you that's selling, maybe it's a friend or family member, and their home's just not selling. We've got some really good advice for our listeners today.
You know, Cindy has always been the brains behind the show, and she finally thought, you know what, I need to be here to make sure you guys do it right. I don't want to say it, but she has to kind of babysit us, hold our hands, if you will, because I mean, come on, she really is the expert.
You know,
right?
to go along with brains, there's supposed to be some brawn, and I'm not sure that you or I are going to fill that expectation for our listeners.
You better than me, and I know that for a fact. So
let's move on to our commercial break so we can get going, Dave.
We'll be right back after this. Stick around.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you or a family member buy or sell a home, call or text at 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
So you thought interest rates were going to go down? Hey, me too. It's Wally Kerr, and despite today's interest rates, the market's already picking up. Why sell your home without a safety net? It's like walking a high wire at the circus. There's just too much at stake. Call me to get your written guarantee that I'll sell your home in an agreed period or buy it myself at a price you and I agree to up front. Ask for Wally when you call us today at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000. 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233. Equal housing lender.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
Wally and Cindy, it's Memorial Day weekend. So it's one of those holidays where I kind of thought, is it typically a busy weekend because it's 3 days for people to get out and about, or does it actually kind of slow down where people just take the 3 days and relax?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think this is the first year, maybe in quite a few, Cindy, that we haven't gone anywhere. But I mean, normally we take off on Memorial Day weekend, and Cindy always and I always plan our vacations, Dave, about when it's not going to be busy. So traditionally, this is kind of the first weekend to go to the lake. Okay. We had some 90-degree days this last week, 88, yes. 90 degrees, so the lake's probably getting warmer. It's a big lake weekend, and the kids are out of school now, generally speaking, for most of the schools in the Oklahoma City area. So I know a lot of parents that reward their kids as soon as school's over, and they go on a trip. So when we place a home for sale, many home sellers will say, should I rush and get my home on the market before Memorial Day weekend? And my instructions are typically, no, that's not the weekend you need to focus on. The weekend you need to focus on is the first week of June. Home buyers need to understand there are probably fewer homes that will be coming on the market in the month of August, September, October compared to this time of year. So if you want to buy and want to get a home locked down so that your home can start increasing in value, it's probably time to do that. But also, if you're going to sell, there is a timetable here. There's a window you need to hit. And I would say call us so that we can get on the market as quickly as possible as we go into June.
Or, even if they're not ready to go, they can call us and we can come out and do a walkthrough and no charge. Give them some valuable information about what they may want to fix up and what they won't.
That's right. The consultation we always talk about.
Yeah, this time it gets crazy for people that are not used to buying and selling homes. For you guys, this is just normal business. But for the families, it's going to ramp up. They're looking to sell a home. They're looking to buy another home. The kids are running every which way because it's summer. But then August comes around and everything's done. That's the best time of the year for parents. When you're a parent and the kids go back to school and you're in your new house and everything, that's what makes all of the hard work right now,
that's right,
just so wonderful.
It does.
But speaking of this weekend, we don't even have plans. We talked about maybe trying to go to the zoo or something like that. But with the weather, which it's been off and on just crazy with some of these storms. And last week it was nuts as well. This weekend, not so bad. As long as the weather can start to calm down for the summer, for vacations and trips, and for going out and looking at those beautiful homes where the flowers are coming out and everything looks great, we want the weather to be on point.
We hit the month of June, and normally the severe weather is over. That reminds me, too, we had sales meeting this week, and one of my agents brought this story to our sales meeting, and this is cool. I haven't even told Cindy about this. So apparently Tinker Federal Credit Union, if you're a member, and I guess you can join for $5, Tinker's got a storm shelter program. Now, You need to go verify this information on your own, so go either call Tinker or do the research. But here's what I learned this week, is you can go to Tinker to get a storm shelter. Let's say a storm shelter is going to cost $3,000 to $3,500. Let's just say $3,000 per minute. Apparently, for every $1,000 you finance, and they'll do this and get you a storm shelter for 2.9% interest rate.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
Well, with rates at 7-8% for even 9% for HELOCs and second mortgages. So here's how quick it is. For every $1,000 you borrow, they'll give you a year to finance it. So if you go borrow $3,000, they'll give you 3 years to finance it, so that's 36 payments. That gives you a payment of like $87 a month for the next 36 months. And that will place a storm shelter into your garage today.
And what's great is when you're sitting in that storm shelter with severe weather, you're going to be thinking, man, I am glad I spent that $87 a month.
Yes.
And then when you go to sell your home, think about the resale advantage of having a storm shelter.
Yeah, the resale value of a storm shelter today is great. You know, I kind of equated this a little bit, Dave, to our new Get Your Home Ready program. We're willing to go in and front the money to help owners make certain improvements before their home goes on the market. So we're going to simply just charge one reasonable flat fee for the use of the money, and the owner can pay us back at closing, plus, of course, what we loan you. So if we loan you $8,000, you pay us back the $8,000 at closing, plus one small reasonable flat fee, and we'll discuss that up front. So if you've got equity in your home, but you don't have much cash on hand, and you are keenly aware that you need to paint your home, you need to put in new flooring, you need to get the wallpaper down, we know that this is a solution that's going to help a lot of home sellers sell their home for more money.
You know, we've had 2 success stories already with this. One of them just closed, and I want to tell you about it because it's so exciting.
Closed yesterday, didn't it?
Yes. A home in Blanchard, around the $250,000 price point. Our agent went out and looked at it. He could tell from his market knowledge and came to us that if these repairs that it needed significant repairs. If they weren't done, he said, probably have to discount that home 30% from market value. They were things like not only paint and carpet, but holes in the walls, drywall repair, soffit repairs, siding that was damaged, even a broken toilet that was cracked and needed to be replaced. Lots of exterior damage. So we went ahead, took a look at it. We were able to not only advance the money, but also help find a very reputable contractor. Got all the work done. And then this is the fantastic part. We put the home on the market, and 10 days later, it closed to a cash buyer. The whole under contract period was only 5 days. The seller was just elated.
That's right, Cindy. That contract came in we had a deadline of Sunday at 6 p.m. Dave, we put that home under contract this last Monday, and it closed yesterday. It closed Friday to a cash buyer.
Is that amazing?
And we had a title agent. We had already brought our abstract to date, so we can make it happen for the homeowner. I believe,
kudos to First Rate Title because they got that title work done. And it's just such a success story. The seller actually got very close to full listed price, market value. They did not have to discount the property. And there were 4 offers on the property, one that was full price.
With a 5-day closing. So listen,
Yes.
if you know someone, or if it's you and your home needs some repairs and you'd like to get a consultation and have us discuss, we'd like to come out and look at your home. Let's talk about how we can help you sell your home faster and for more money with our new Get Your Home Ready program.
Okay, so when people find that home, and now they go, oh, wow, this is the home we want. This is perfect. It's updated. It has the right square footage and everything. Oh, wait a minute. I need to turn around and sell my home. Well, you have the guaranteed sale program,
We
right?
do. We know that most sellers today want a firm offer versus a contingent offer. So you can come to us and say, hey, I want to compete for this home, but Wally, Cindy, I have an issue. I have a home I need to sell first. And I realize that the seller might get some offers from buyers who don't need to sell a home first. How can you help me wrap this thing up and put a bow on it to where you agree to buy my home, Wally and Cindy, if it doesn't sell in an agreed period, so that I can write a non-contingent offer on the home that I want to buy? And that's what our guaranteed sale program is all about. We've run this since 2007, and it's been very, very successful. And so if you find yourself in that situation, or a friend or family member, we have that program available too.
You know, if we stop the show right here, already a great show, great information, fantastic. Now, you mentioned something at the top of the hour about mistakes that can get your mortgage approval denied. So I think people have probably been standing by, really want to hear this. And I imagine it's specifically for home buyers because you're looking to buy a home and you need to get that mortgage in and get it approved and everything.
Well, and it's so pertinent this time of year, right? There's a lot of people buying right now, and you don't want to lose the home you want, right?
Yes, and I imagine people selling the home might think the little light bulb is going off going, well, when I turn around to buy another home, what are the little things that could trip me up, that could
leave you
flag
homeless,
something
right?
down the road.
Yeah, I sold my
We don't
home,
want
and all
that.
of a sudden I'm homeless.
Absolutely. So I don't know if that ever happens. Is this common for a homeowner to place their home on the market, then find out that they're unable to qualify for the purchase of their other home?
That's right. And, that would be an utter disaster.
Yes.
And so there are some things to remember when it comes to applying for a mortgage. First of all, moving money around. You don't think about this, but some folks want to take the cash they have, and while they are under contract on a new home, possibly move that cash into stocks for a little bit higher yield. But that ruins the liquidity of that cash, and a lender may only count that now as 70% of the
yes.
value because stocks go up and down.
Okay, so what you're saying, Cindy, is someone could take $100,000 and say, I can get this great return, move it into a stock, but now that $100,000 in cash, if it's been put into stocks, when they're qualifying, that $100,000 now becomes only at about a $70,000 value. Is
That's
that right?
exactly right. And so, they need to think about this and also talk to their lender.
Well, really good advice. And I would think that comes down to timing. If you're going to do something like that, close on your house, get everything buttoned up and do that, or do it well in advance so you really know what that number is. And the bank knows what that number is as well, right?
Absolutely.
And next you want to make sure that you don't take a leave of absence from work. It's amazing that somebody might do that, but you might, while you're under contract on a home, get offered a commission-only job that pays a lot more money. But those jobs have ramifications in terms of your ability to qualify. So again, something that you want to really think about.
Well, and isn't that because the lender is just relying on seeing consistency to make those monthly payments? So if you're in an administrative job and you're just getting a salary and you think, wow, I can make more on commission,
Yep.
that's not the consistency the lender wants to see, right?
That's right. And also applying for a line of credit. You may say, hey, I'm going to go finance cars, a boat, or maybe even furniture to furnish this house. That's going to throw your ratios off. So again, you need to pump the brakes on that. And finally, remember that credit inquiries are okay, but any change in your credit score that shows you were trying to borrow money can be a red flag to your lender, and it can impact your ability to qualify.
It reminds me of like playing the game Clue. The credit
I remember
report
that.
is doing their investigating, and they're going to say it was Wally on the lake with a new boat instead of in the study with the wrench. And then they're going to say, Wally, I'm sorry, you got yourself a new boat. You got to pay that off before, so yes, I imagine that.
Perfect example. Yeah, it
you
really
got to
is.
just lay low with your purchases, keep your money stable. That's the term right there, stable. That's what a bank wants to see.
That's right.
Now, that credit report can definitely leave a trail of clues.
That's right. And lenders often run credit reports within hours of the scheduled closing. So running a new large debt is a bad idea, and it can change your debt ratios.
You don't want to end up at Rentville, thinking you're going to get financing and go on a shopping spree. It's pretty common for people to buy that new home and think, well, gosh, we don't want to drag these old furnishings over there. And by the way, I'm living in Gaillardia now, so I'm going to go buy me a Maserati and park it in the driveway so that I fit in.
Keep up with the Joneses.
That's stereotypical, but you understand when you buy a very nice home, you'd like to have a nice car to park in the driveway. Go close on your home before you go do those things. It's okay to do those things after closing, but that credit report leaves a trail of clues for the lender, and they don't want to think that you're a bad money manager. So the other one, Dave, is changing the type of work that you do. Let me give you a quick example.
Okay.
There was a super great guy named Randy that opened one of the first Subway sandwich shops in Oklahoma.
Okay.
It was in Norman on the OU campus. And one day I went in to see Randy. I loved the steak and cheese, and I ate the crab sandwich.
And I know where that one was.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to go in there when I went to school. Yes.
Right around the corner from O'Connell's. So I go in one day, and Randy said, hey, guess what? We're going to open a couple of more shops. My brother is moving down here from Wisconsin, and he's going to join me to run the stores. So his brother comes to town. I hook him up with the best lender that I know at that time. And the lender calls me up and says, hey, I've got good news and bad news. I'm like, oh, no, here we go.
Uh-oh.
He said, listen, he's got the second best credit score that I've ever seen, and I can't give him a loan. And I said, wait a minute, you said that all in one sentence. So I thought there were going to be
Yes.
two statements here. And he said, here's the gig, Wally. He's been in the jewelry business for 17 years, and now he's going to be making sandwiches. And the lender has no idea whether he's going to love making sandwiches or not and running a Subway sandwich shop. He knows how to do jewelry, but he may not know how to or like doing sandwiches.
Sure.
So I can't give him a loan. So this is a perfect time to talk about, be careful about changing the work that you do, even if it's a higher paying job, because it could sink your ship for buying a home.
Wow.
When you make changes, particularly to your primary source of income, that's just not seen as being stable as remaining in the same
there's
kind
that
of job.
word.
That's right.
And if you do remain in the same industry, again, like Cindy talked about, be careful about going from, say, a $5,000 or $6,000 a month job where you're receiving a fixed salary, which the lender loves to see that stability,
Sure.
to suddenly saying, now I'm going to take $2,000 a month, but I know I can make it up in commissions, and you just don't want to make that change while you're in the process of trying to buy a home.
And that's interesting. Like you just said, even your credit may be great. You may have some money in the bank, but they just want everything to be an even keel, that water smooth as glass, not a lot of waves. It's interesting. You can make a lot of money in commission-based businesses. It can be stable to a certain point, but they want to see that number stay the same every month so they know you're going to have that money in the bank to make these payments. And if it's fluctuating a little bit, that gives them a little bit of cause for concern, I guess, right?
That's right. And, they don't know you personally. They don't know your work ethic. And all they can do is try to project. And how do they do that? By seeing stability.
Dave, really the point is lay low until you close. What you do after closing, again, doesn't matter. So long as you keep making your payments and you keep caring for your home. And by the way, don't store hazardous materials in your garage. Go back and read your mortgage.
Uh-oh.
Dave, there's something in there about don't keep 500 gallons of gasoline inside your garage, because if it ignites, your home's going to blow up. Your lender doesn't like that. They like people that are stable and doing the right thing. So remember, your mortgage has certain demands from you also.
I may or may not have some fireworks in the garage ready for this next 4th of July. I'm not going to tell my mortgage company that, but we'll just move on.
Yeah, what your mortgage company doesn't want you to do, Dave, is go out with a bang.
There we go. He's such a firecracker. He's Wally.
Oh, we better
and
get on down the road
his
here.
wisdom is coming up next. Stick around.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233. Equal housing lender.
Have you heard the news? The Fed says rates will be higher for longer. So waiting to buy or sell a home no longer makes sense, because competition increases in the spring for both home buyers and for home sellers too. If you'll be selling, get my guarantee in writing to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or I'll buy it myself. Wally has the buyers. Call me today at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000 and start packing. That's 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
We're back, and it's time for Wally's Weekly Wisdom. Wally, what wisdom will you impart upon us this week?
You put me on the spot. Yes, I do have a topic, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Dave, today we're going to talk about a bridge loan and how you can potentially borrow money for your next home purchase by using the equity in your current home.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked about this, but I have some in-laws that are doing this right now. And I said, oh, yeah, I know what that is. They were trying to explain it to me. And I said, you don't have to explain it to me. I'm an expert in real estate for at least the last year or so.
Yeah, there you go.
Tell us how this can help people get into their next house a little easier.
It really can. And I'm just going to talk briefly about it. And the main reason to bring this up today, Dave, is because of the time of year. It's buying and selling season for a lot of families who want or need to move this year, even though rates are higher. And the big one here, again, is let's say that you find the dream home you want. You go out tomorrow and there's an open house and you find it. And the seller doesn't want to take a contingent offer. They want a firm offer. So a bridge loan is one of your options. A bridge loan, Dave, in short, is an in-house bank loan that's typically reviewed and approved at the bank's weekly committee meeting. So the really important one here is to understand you can't just call your mortgage company on Monday and say, I need an approval for a bridge loan today, because that's probably not going to happen.
All right.
Matter of fact, your mortgage company may not do bridge loans. There are certain mortgage companies that don't, and bridge loans are typically handled by banks.
I didn't know that, actually.
These typically, again, plan ahead because they're not going to get approved as quickly. If you know you plan to buy and you want to be able to act non-contingent on a purchase, Cindy and I recommend you lay the groundwork now. Go talk to your bank. You don't have to go to your current mortgage holder. Again, that's going to be less common. The rate's going to be higher. So if interest rates today, hey, I saw some great rates from Chris Doak. He texted back on Wednesday or Thursday and said he just locked someone on a 30-year conventional loan at 6.625. 6 and 5/8. Now, we've been talking about rates being 7, 7.25 for most buyers.
Yes.
I would guess that 6 and 5/8 that he locked, probably a really good qualified buyer with good credit and income. But there's a lot of our listeners that have great credit and income. So you're going to pay a higher rate on this bridge loan. And the bridge loan is for a shorter term. It's an interest-only loan, and you can avoid private mortgage insurance by going in and taking a second mortgage. That's going to be a cost you don't want to get into on a second mortgage. So the reason they call it a bridge, Dave, close your eyes and think about a bridge in your mind. It's got a beginning and an end, right?
Yes.
So in the beginning,
His eyes are closed for all you radio listeners.
the beginning is your home, is your current home over here on the first part of the bridge.
Sure.
And what the bank's going to do is give you the money to bridge over to your new home that's on the other end.
And sometimes we think it's a Grand Canyon in the middle.
That's a pretty good analogy, Dave, is some people, they see that as a Grand Canyon and don't see that as being an option. Let's do a real quick example here. Let's say you have a $500,000 home and you owe $250,000 on it. Mm-hmm. You can go borrow 80% of your equity. So let's do the quick math. It's worth $500,000. Wally and Cindy tell you it's worth $500,000. You own $250,000. You have $250,000 equity. Your bank will do an appraisal on your home and they'll say, Dave, we'll loan you 80% of that, which is $200,000.
Yes.
You can use that $200,000. Let's say you're turning around to buy a $700,000 home and you want to put 20% down. Well, 20% of $700,000 is $140,000. You could borrow $200,000 against the current equity in your home, and that's what a bridge loan is. Now, you want to pay off that bridge loan as quickly as possible. You don't want to ride that.
Yes.
That's an interest-only loan. They're typically for 6-month terms, but they can be renewed. But that's not what you want to do. You need somebody to get your home sold as quickly as possible after you take that bridge loan. That's where Cindy and I come in, and we can write a guarantee for you. And why do we talk about the bridge so much today? Because most people have tons of equity in their home. They've gone up so much in value over the last 4 or 5 years. We keep talking about people's homes have gone up 35 to 40 to 45%. In some extreme cases, people's homes have literally doubled in value over the last 5 years. So a lot of people, maybe they don't have a whole lot of cash on hand, but they have a lot of equity in their home. And you can borrow 80% of your equity to bridge that gap between the home you're in and the home you want to buy so that you're able to buy a home non-contingent. It's that easy.
Again, a very easy way, well thought out way to get from point A to point B, if you will, on the bridge. You just got to cross over it.
Call us and let's give you a fair estimate of what your true equity is in your home, so that will give you an idea as to how much you could borrow on a bridge.
Hey, let's go ahead and jump into our second House Talk segment, because I want to take a step back from that and just really break it down real simple on loans. If someone is maybe purchasing their first home, moving from an apartment into a home, I know you have your conventional loans, VA loans, FHA loans. Those are the ones I really know about. I know there's specific instances for American Indians can get some assistance getting to homes. You said something at the top of the hour about 6 different loan programs. Can you explain or expound on a couple of those? What could really help people that trying to get into a new home or maybe get into a home for the first time? There's a lot of options out there.
You know, you're right, Dave. The most common programs are fixed rate loans, and these are really suited for home buyers who are going to be staying put for a while. It's typically 15 or 30-year loan, but it could even be a 20-year loan. They're fixed rate mortgages. These people are planning to stay. But what if you're only going to be living in Oklahoma for 2 or 3 years, or you know you're going to have a job transfer and you're going to need to sell your home? Then can you save money with some different programs? Well, you certainly can, and one of them is an adjustable rate mortgage. And I think ARMs or adjustable rate mortgages got a bad reputation years ago, but actually it's really a good program to save money if you are planning to move in a short period of time. And you need to look at your own personal situation. But if you know you're going to be transferred or moving out of the area, this kind of loan would allow you to start with a lower interest rate that's fixed for perhaps 2, 3, 5 years.
And I think that we got away from adjustable rate mortgages for such a long time because rates were so low. And a lot of people wanted that predictability, felt like they were going to stay, and they didn't want to take a chance that their mortgage rate was going to change. Cindy, do you remember that first rental property we bought together on Persimmon Court?
Yes.
Had an adjustable rate mortgage, and we thought that we were going to really hate that loan. We didn't think that was going to be good. Do you remember that rate always was lower than prevailing rates?
It was.
Even though we held that and paid that off, that turned out to be a good product for us. And so I think your point is really, really good. Adjustable rate mortgages are something that you really might want to look at today if you're not going to stay, if you know that you're going to be moving in a few years. Talk to your mortgage company about that. Don't take our advice, and they can talk to you about how long you think you're going to own the home. And that's a good program. Those are good, Dave. And 2 of the most popular programs that we've talked about a lot here are FHA and VA mortgages.
Yes.
So those are government insured and government guaranteed loans that allow people to buy a home with little or no money down. Veterans can buy with no money down. Dave, I saw a man buy a home 2 years ago that was right at $800,000. He was high up in the military with no down payment. On a VA loan, $800,000 with no down payment. He deserved that. He was serving his country.
Sure.
He'd worked very, very hard to attain where he was. He was running one of the bases here in Oklahoma. So a seldom topic that we talk about is, number one, you don't have to be a first-time buyer to take an FHA loan.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know that. And number 2 is, do you know that now you can borrow up to $498,000 with only a 3.5% down payment required on an FHA?
That seems to be quite a bit more than what you can normally get. So an FHA loan, I knew would be for people that maybe are buying a home in the $250,000, $300,000, but you said a $500,000 home, you can get one of those.
Well, technically, that's the maximum loan amount is like $498,000, $257,000. It's because it's a percentage of the conventional loan maximum.
Okay.
So the actual purchase price on an FHA can be as high as about $515,000, and it only requires a 3.5% down payment.
That's amazing.
Tell me about it. I hate to age myself here, but I remember when I started in real estate in 1987 that the FHA maximum loan amount in Oklahoma
Drum roll, drum roll.
was $72,800.
That's increased a little bit.
Wow.
Also, your intake of Geritol probably has increased over the years.
Geritol. Okay, Dave, just the fact that you know what Geritol is telling everyone your
I'm aging
age.
myself, yes.
You know, Dave, the next program we want to talk about isn't discussed often, but it's very interesting. It's the USDA program, which stands for United States Department of Agriculture. And it's for families looking to buy in, I'm going to say rural areas, but some of these areas aren't that rural. And the government finances 100% of the home price for the USDA eligible homes, so no down payment. And they also offer discounted mortgage rates. It's a great program for borrowers in rural areas who are struggling financially, but they can access USDA eligible home loans. And they're designed to put homeownership within the grasp for many folks with affordable mortgage payments.
And we know here in Oklahoma and just outside of the metro area, there's plenty of rural areas. So I can assume that there's areas close by where homes would qualify here in the metro for that kind of financing, right?
You can actually research this by simply going to the internet or Google and typing in the words USDA eligibility map. And before the show, I did that, and it comes right up, and it's very easy to do that research. And if you do the research, you'll find it pretty amazing at how some of these rural homes around us that are actually pretty close in qualify for a no down payment loan.
Wow. Once again, great knowledge from two expert brokers right here in the metro and who handle the rural areas of Oklahoma as well.
We do.
Yes,
We sell anywhere. We're selling in Tulsa now, and we'll begin to bring more of the Tulsa market into our discussions. And we may even take our radio show to Tulsa as we begin to start our operations there. It's an exciting time for us. It's a little bit slower market this year, but we're having a lot of fun working for a lot of great home buyers and sellers, and we'd love to make you one of those.
Hey, let's take a quick break. We'll be back and talk about what the buyers and sellers kind of think of the current market right now and what actually is going on. That's coming up next. Stick around.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you or a family member buy or sell a home, call or text at 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
Looking for a cash offer for your home? If so, do you want to see just one offer, or would you prefer to receive multiple cash offers and you get to choose the one you want? IWantMultipleOffers.com is the place to go, and that's exactly what you'll get fast. You choose the closing date, no open houses, no strangers in your home, and no waiting to receive an offer. You can sell as is. Today we know that homeowners like you want options. Our cash offer program, where you receive multiple offers, not just one, allows you to do what you want to do. If the cash offers aren't quite as high as you want, you still have the option of placing your home for sale for only as long as you want. 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, you choose. And if it's not sold in that agreed period, you can take any one of the cash offers, including one from us. Visit IWantMultipleOffers.com. Get the options you want, or just give us a call today. Wally and Cindy Kerr at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. From knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Stoke with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
We've been talking about a lot of different ways to get mortgages, different loan programs during the show today. And I see that Cindy's going to be talking about what to do if your home is not selling, along with fresh ideas that will help our listeners and their friends or family. By the way, I hope you'll invite your friends and family members each and every week to tune in. Just as a quick reminder, we're here live on Saturdays at 11 a.m. The replay is Sundays at noon. You can get all of the stuff during the show, all of the information. You can also go to wallytalkshouses.com and get so much more there to digest and really become a real estate expert like I have in the last year. I've learned so much just by ingesting information from you guys, and I know a lot of people can get so much information to help them out. Again, WallyTalksHouses.com. Just go there, spend a little bit of time. You'll be so much more informed when you're ready to buy or sell your house. If you listen to those segments and you listen to our show, you get a little bit more in tune with what's going on. You tell me, what are the perceptions of buyers and sellers basically in the market right now?
It's interesting that you asked, Dave. I was actually reading an article at realtor.com just a few days ago, and what we've been talking about right here on this show together is exactly what I'm reading is going on across the nation. It's not any different in whether it's California or Washington or Pennsylvania or South Carolina.
You know, you're absolutely right, because I read a lot about real estate on the internet, and it's all about folks hanging onto their homes. It's all about interest rates and the kind of stay put effect of having these low interest rates, and it's happening all over the country.
That's right. So I'll quote directly from realtor.com and give them credit on. I just jotted down a few ideas this week. So even though rates have dropped a bit over the last couple of weeks, and they have, because it doesn't look like the Fed is going to raise rates.
Yes.
It lets the lenders kind of ease back a little bit and say, okay, good. The money's not going to cost us more to loan 30 or 45 days down the road when we close on this home. So high mortgage rates, they put a damper on the spring market this year, discouraging both buyers and sellers from entering what is often the busiest season of the year. And there's many potential sellers that they remain hesitant, Dave, to list their home and part with that lower mortgage rate that they're married to from years prior when rates were lower. It's adversely impacted supply and demand, and it's keeping high prices elevated. And those elevated home prices they're just adding to the overall affordability challenges that potential buyers face in this environment we're in right now. And we've been talking about that. All of these things we've been talking about. So thus far, Dave, it's been a much slower spring here and also nationwide. It's characterized by, fewer transactions because the elevated mortgage rates are deterring many people from just pursuing those housing plans they normally have to buy and sell during the spring and summer. And many home sellers who have also been home buyers or thought they would be home buyers, they've just opted to wait now. And it's simply led to just fewer listings on the market. Gosh, I think today we only have less than 15 homes for sale with our entire company. We need your home to sell. If you're listening and you're thinking about selling, gosh, call us. We've got the technology and the people to get your home out there and create more demand at a higher price for yours. So, Dave, along with all this, the increased buying costs, the rising mortgage rates, the higher costs of both taxes and home insurance, it's left a lot of home buyers just really feeling frustrated right now.
And I know there are about 25% of homes on the market today that have been for sale for over 90 days.
That number is still correct. I checked it this week.
And Cindy, I know you have some ideas that will move your home out of the for sale category and to the sold category. And Wally, I would say these ideas, they're
fresh, exciting.
Ooh.
They're so exciting to me.
Oh, no, there go our good ratings again. So first of all, I want to recommend that you don't forget the outside of your home. Take a walk around your property with your real estate agent. Hopefully that's us. But also you could use a friend to just put a fresh eye, no more singing, by the way, on your home and look at the pros and cons. So you walk around and you say, first of all, is the house dirty? Maybe you want to consider hiring a professional to power wash your house and power wash your walkways, driveways, or renting a pressure washer. I've gone out and looked at homes. Sometimes there's huge shrubs and they've caused mold on the house or mold on the walkway, and that just does not look appealing.
You know, Cindy, one of the things I noticed the most are those dirt dauber nests that we get in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And they're always on the outside of a home, and you can't stop them.
Yes.
They're in town. They're swallows and birds.
Yes.
And so power washing all the debris off the outside of the home, the dirt, but also the wasp nests.
Yes.
And, we want to be careful about wildlife and birds and take care, but you got to clean all those areas up, right? You're talking about the outside of the home.
You know, I've actually shown homes that had wasp nests outside, and wasps have tried to attack my buyer when we go in the front door or out the back door, and that's a real turnoff when you're looking at a house. You know, another thing, Are the shrubs and trees overgrown? That can just make your house look old and dated.
Not a good first impression.
No, these are first impressions, and they start with the outside. Is your lawn neatly mowed and edged? Is the trim around the front door or garage door peeling? And that can simply be a quart of paint that'll do the trick. And has the paint on your front door faded? I noticed, Wally, our front door, our house is almost 6 years old, and I think we need to get that front door painted
I agree.
again.
Coming up 7. No, that's
There you
right. Looks
go.
like I'll be out with a quart of paint this weekend over Memorial Day weekend. And the color makes a difference. You remember that research that Zillow came up with? Paint your front door black because your home will sell for as much as $6,000 to $6,500 more.
Wow.
It's that outside impression that makes the difference, isn't it, Cindy?
That's right. But you also want to look at planting flowers or potted flowers around your front door. Adding a fresh doormat. I always do that when we take a home to inventory and resell it. I'll go ahead and make sure there's a fresh pot of flowers, there's a nice doormat. Make it look colorful as people walk up. You want to replace or paint your light fixtures. Be sure all the bulbs work. Polish your house numbers, or better yet, replace them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Change the mailbox if it's outdated or shows signs of rust or other wear and tear. And conceal your garbage cans. You can build a little fence area so that the front picture of your home is not just a garbage can in front of the garage door.
And if you got the recycle bin and you got another one for your gas beans.
Here. We've had our staff photographer show up, Kent, and he says, I guess I'm going to need to move the trash. Of course, he does.
Yes.
But between trash cans and recycle bins, you don't want those to be the predominant thing that people see.
That's right.
When they drive by the outside of the home. Just like you said, Cindy, shrubs and trees. People want to see the house.
That's right.
They don't want to see landscaping on the outside that's obscuring the home.
And big shrubs and overgrown shrubs really make a house look old. It doesn't look and compare well with a newer construction home because all the vegetation looks overgrown.
Again, it goes back to that first impression. You just want to see it, and I can't fathom a guess what the percentage of someone to go look for a house, they just see a house and fall in love with it. How much higher the percentage is when they go inside, they have a better perception of the house by what they saw on the outside.
That's right.
And now they're in a better mood. They're excited. They start to fall in love with the inside of the house because they're already in love with the house by the way it looks on the outside. And all of those things that you mentioned there doesn't really take a whole lot of money. You don't have to spend a whole lot to really do a lot to improve the outside.
Absolutely. Some paint, some numbers, a mailbox, trimming up things, making it look appealing. And that also really is an advantage in looking at the internet and the picture of your outside of your home. It makes it look more updated. But you also want them to have a great impression when they go inside the home. So take your family pictures off the walls and family heirlooms and antiques. And decluttering. You may love your sectional, but it may look huge in your living room. And big furniture, it really gives the impression that the room is small.
Oh, yeah.
And you may have furniture where your cats have torn it up or laid on it. It just doesn't look crisp and clean.
When we were moving, we did take a lot of pictures down, a lot of things that just filled up space and decluttered. And it was a really good feeling, not just for the fact that we were getting ready to sell, but that we were decluttering. And it was really funny how it was like, we really like our house now.
Yeah,
we're getting ready to sell it. We should have done it years ago. But we knew moving into our new home, we don't need to take this, take that, take this.
Gives you a new perspective.
But, we keep gathering stuff.
And then you
now
fill
we need
it
to do it again. But yeah, fantastic advice. It doesn't take a lot. Just a little elbow grease, do a little cleaning, a little bit of money here, and you could do great first impressions, wonders with your home to really set it aside, gain that advantage. And that's what you really need in the market, is to have that advantage when people are out looking for homes. They might be looking at 10 different homes. They're going to say no to 9. But to make it just that one, you want to set it apart from others. And these are a couple of things that can really do that. All right, stick around. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes to wrap up the show.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233. Equal housing lender.
So you thought interest rates were going to go down? Hey, me too. It's Wally Kerr, and despite today's interest rates, the market's already picking up. Why sell your home without a safety net? It's like walking a high wire at the circus. There's just too much at stake. Call me to get your written guarantee that I'll sell your home in an agreed period or buy it myself at a price you and I agree to up front. Ask for Wally when you call us today at your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000. 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
Well, as we wrap up the show, it's amazing. We've been talking about the spring and summer real estate market for months, and now, boom, we're here.
It's here.
You said it was going to be here in January. Hey, it's going to be here before we know it. Here we are, and the normal buying and selling season really only runs for about another 60 days, right?
That's right, Dave. And along with our team, we're available this holiday weekend. If you're thinking about moving this summer, you don't want your home to be still sitting on the market in August and afterward. It is a tight window. And like we discussed earlier, there are just fewer people buying and selling this year. So if you are buying and you already own a home, please call us. We can come out, meet with you, take a look at your home, give you good advice, and talk to you about our Guaranteed to Sell program. And most homes do qualify.
Well, Wally and Cindy, along with helping home buyers and sellers, what's up with you both for this holiday weekend?
It's typically pretty quiet. As we talked about at the first of the show, we normally travel this weekend, but decided to stay home for Memorial Day weekend. And I expect we'll get a few calls. And now that we've launched this new program, Get Your Home Market Ready, we know that there are some probably listeners today who may call us or tell someone to call us, and we're happy to come out and meet, and our team is available. It's not quite as busy this year as we talked about, and so I think we're pretty anxious to help our listeners and help customers with the buying and selling process if that's what they're going to be doing. I'm going to probably have to go paint that front door this weekend now that Cindy brought that up and it was fading a little bit. And I've got a couple of other home projects. I want to sweep out the shop building this weekend. Got to get the boat lake ready. I stay away from the lake on Memorial Day weekend. There's a lot of people that go out there.
Yes.
I used to call them the crazies. That's not intended to be disrespectful. It's just you get those jet skis running 40 or 50 miles per hour on the lake, and it's kind of scary a bit. So who knows? Maybe we'll take the boat out late Sunday or maybe late Monday evening, just cruise around a little bit.
And we've really enjoyed our property. Everything's green now, the flowers. Wally has quite a green thumb, and he's probably got 50 pots of flowers
okay.
I do.
out on our patio that he's nurtured along through the winter and kept them alive. And so we're enjoying our property. They just cut our hay fields. We have 30 acres of Bermuda, so that's really pretty to look out and see the horses on those hay fields.
Cool.
So we're enjoying the property.
What about you this weekend, Dave, for your family?
Well, I think everyone's going to take it easy, but when Cindy walked in here today, she noticed my shoes.
Yeah, those are bright. Those are very bright.
Turquoise.
Well, our front door and our shutters are about this color.
Pretty.
Maybe a little bit of teal mixed in with that blue right there. They're starting to fade just a little bit. I kind of laughed to myself when you talked about that earlier, and you might be doing that to your front door this weekend. But I might have to do those because Again, first impressions
I've
of the
got,
house. I
I've
wanna
got
make
a
sure that
porch
they look
swing
good.
like
Dave,
that.
why don't we help
Yes.
each other and do the Karate Kid deal this weekend? You can drive over and we'll sand my door.
Yes.
And we'll paint the door.
Yes.
And then I can come over and paint the shutters. And we don't live that far apart from each other.
No, we can
Bring
do
a big
that.
old pitcher of sweet iced tea, which is my
Yes.
favorite summertime beverage.
And the Bavarian cream donut.
We
There
got a
you
couple
go.
left today. So let's get together this weekend and give each other some help.
Everybody have a great weekend. Don't forget, if you are listening on Saturday, we're live right now, but on Sundays at noon is when we replay the show. You can also subscribe to receive notice of when the shows are posted online to wallytalkshouses.com. You can download different portions of the shows there, get all the information you want, all the different podcast networks as well. Have a great weekend.
Dave, happy Memorial Day weekend, and everybody be safe.
That's right.
You've been listening to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr. Heard every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. and replayed on Sundays at noon here on 1520 a.m. and 95.3 FM KOKC. Wally's name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. To speak with Wally directly about selling your home or buying, call or text him to schedule an appointment at 405-330-3000. 405-330-3000. Or go to wallysguarantee.com. That's wallysguarantee.com.